Today, I'm going to talk about how we plan to fail sometimes. And if you want to fail, simply set a structure that's too rigid. Set it out too far. Set it out too far in the future. You know, and life itself will quickly show you how out of sync with reality your plan is. So this is not to say that we don't plan, but that we just don't increase our expectation to a point that it doesn't work, because sport is dynamic. It doesn't follow any given principle. And who would want it to? I mean, that's why we love it, right? It is dynamic. And life's what happens to you while you're busy making other plans. And how hard we resist and try to argue with life's dynamic nature. You know, the same in sport. We want sport to be static and in control, but it's simply not interested, is it? That's the nature of sport. That's why we love it, because we can't control it. Yet in sport and every other genre where performance of some sort is required, we invariably try to control the uncontrollable and contain the uncontainable. That's what we do. And it's okay to measure and analyze it post-session, but if it's creating problems, then we're in trouble. Now, there's the crux of it, right? Not only is sport uncontrollable, it's totally uncontainable. In sport, we're obsessed with planning. Fail to plan and you plan to fail. That's the party line that we put forward. And it's true to a point. We do need structure. We do need to know what we're doing. You know, but if we try to contain the uncontainable in it, all we do is lose the power and that of the uncontainable energy. We narrow it down to its lowest common denominator. And I mean, you can write as many longitudinal plans as you like, but the further out they reach, the further into fantasy you go, the further into illusion you slide. So it's just to be aware of that and to make sure that we focus on what we're doing here and now. Use any model you like: sport, business, relationship, the arts, education. The only gold you have access to is the presence that you have in this moment. That's it. And the level of awareness that you're able to bring to it. Awareness, not thought. They're two different things. Awareness is aware of thought. Thought isn't aware of awareness. And like a relationship without presence is like a cardboard cutout of a relationship. If there's no relating, there's no relationship. The two stay isolated and alone and simply occupy dysfunctional space. You know, and sometimes that's the nature of it. So the definition of a true relationship of any sort hints at a profound truth. The two become one, synced and aligned through the truth of the present moment. So, and that's true of coaching relationships, your relationship to sport, your relationship to success, or any other relationship. So the word relationship means two into one. That's what it actually means, in a way. And this applies to all areas of your life. You're in a relationship to everything and nothing at the same time. When you're completely present with a process or a person or whatever it is, the duality dissolves and the relationship becomes one. That's when you start to become effective, efficient, consistent, successful. The evolution and the development in any modality whatsoever has only one route to efficacy. Only one path that is straight and true, and that is the level of presence you bring to it. And we've just gone through years of COVID-19, right? That situation is an example. The only thing that's been effective in its management has been the collective decisions that we've made in the moment, you know, as a response to it, which you could argue is negative or positive, either way, but we do our best as individuals to make those decisions, right? For the benefit of ourselves. And this is the definition of successful management, not projection, fear, doubt, and judgment. You know, we distance ourselves physically, but come together at the same time. The many become one. And if COVID's taught us anything, it's how unseparated we actually are. And the floods around here at the present time, the community have come together incredibly to create incredible things. The many become one and powerful. So we learn from the lessons that are provided to us in the moment that they occur. And when crisis occurs, you see many come together in one. So in many modalities, we're obsessed with finding some external way of saving ourselves. And coaches and athletes are obsessed with plans and shortcuts. And, you know, if I just follow this plan and this structure, I'll be fine. No, you won't. No, you don't. It doesn't work like that, because we can't predict what will happen. We can't. You know, and if you're not present with what you're doing, then you'll be bound to repeat the mistakes that we've made before again and again. This is the lesson that our plans teach us. This is the lesson that our racing teaches us and our training. From a coaching perspective, in any performance-orientated endeavor at all, if you try to funnel people down a narrow corridor, a few people will get through and the rest will get stuck. That's the 12 eggs theory. It doesn't work. So you're an individual and you need to look after yourself. And that means that you need to bring awareness and presence. So what can you do? You can let other people do what they do, be who they are, make adjustments in the moment for the benefit of yourself. And you can encourage others to stop focusing on the plans, the structures, the outcomes, the projection, the post-analysis, and the consequential, you know, thoughts and beliefs that get us all stuck when we operate in groups, because they enslave us to those groups and those models and those structures. But it doesn't mean they're going to move. But the responsibility is with you to create space for yourself, to create awareness for yourself. So if you're working on a model, you're living in the past. The model is the past. Best practice based on the model is an oxymoron. Best practice can't occur any other place than here and now. And the attention and the focus that you're bringing to your process right here. So success cuts a path through the present moment like a ship cuts a path through water. The second the ship has moved through, the water closes back up behind it. There is no way to revisit that disturbed water other than in our minds, right? And in our thoughts about it, which create belief. So we need to be careful of that. We need to be careful of the past. We need to analyze what does work, but not get stuck in that. Otherwise, we'll end up causing ourselves problems. The past is as real as our thoughts make it. You can stay there and dream it, but it's little more than a dream state. You need to come back here if you want effective development and evolution. And evolution has nothing to do with the past and everything to do with the present moment. If we don't have a present moment, we don't have any evolution. We don't have any development. Nothing ever evolved in sport in the past or in the future, regardless of how many plans we make or the catastrophes that we drag forward into the present moment. Our obsession with charting, graphing, projecting is out of kilter, right? In my opinion anyway, as a coach. The chart and the graph simply give us the feedback to bring a sharper sense of awareness to the process. That's what it's for. It's to bring us a sharper sense to this process that we're in. Anything else is at best is stalling progress, or at worst, slamming the progress and the process into reverse. And we have to accept that the path of progress is uncontainable. So we need to just stop trying to contain it and looking for useless ways to shortcut it, because they don't exist. That old shortcut idea. I've been coaching for 25 years. I've been hearing it for 25 years. There are no shortcuts. Accept what's hard in the moment, and it's no longer hard. It just is. Acceptance is the path of least resistance. There's only one question worth asking. What do I do now? What do I do now? Not what do I do tomorrow? Now is the only truth you've got. Start using it. Thanks for listening.